I have been privileged to work in different countries and in different capacities, requiring me to connect and work closely with people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different countries. And one thing I have learned is that I need to always improve on my cultural agility. You see, cultural agility is one of those 21st century skills and also future skills that you really need to have, because the world, like they say, is now like a global village. When I worked some years back in Namibia, I particularly learned that I need to improve myself, and I found this AAA model for cultural agility, and it has been really helpful. The first A stands for awareness of your own culture. The second one stands for acquiring cultural knowledge of the country or the culture you're dealing with. And the third one means you adapt new behaviors. Can we quickly explore each of them? To build your cultural agility, the first step to take is to be aware of your own culture. And this is about an inward focus. It's the principle of starting with yourself before connecting with other people. And this means that you will need to know how your own culture and values shape your assumptions, your thoughts, your behaviors, and even your biases. You need to be comfortable with ambiguity. You need to learn to manage your own emotions. You need to be aware of your own actions and their impact on other people. You also need to openly talk about cultural differences and similarities. If you do this, it means that you are actually becoming well aware of your own culture. Step 2, you need to then acquire cultural knowledge. This is more of an outward focus. It's about cultivating a learning mindset. It means that you need to learn as much as you can about the culture with which you are now working. You need to develop a sense of curiosity to learn more about that culture. You also need to withhold judgment. Don't make any assumptions. You need to understand their frame of reference. You need to listen to them to actually connect. You need to build a diverse network so that you can understand the various intricacies about that culture. And of course, you need to create engagement by finding commonalities. Because by the time you find commonalities between you and the culture you're trying to engage with, it is easy for you to learn more about that culture, and it's also easy for them to understand more from your point of view. Step 3, and perhaps one of the most important steps, is to adapt new behaviors. It's about bridging the difference between your culture and the culture you're trying to work with. The very first thing you need to do here is to raise your antenna by perceptive of subtle messages. You need to listen closely to what people are saying for you to be able to bridge that difference. You need to be open to different options. You need to see each person as an individual. You also need to avoid a we versus them mentality. A lot of people go into different countries and they focus too much about how they are different from the people in this country. You need to accept and practice silence. You need to pay attention silently and know what people are saying to better understand and bridge that difference. You also need to display empathy. Because people are different from you, it means that you need to pay attention and take a mile in their shoes. You need to cultivate resilience, because this is not going to be an easy job at all. I've lived in a country that is not my country of origin for a while, and I tell you, through resilience, I have grown, because it's actually not easy. And finally, you need to show respect to everyone. It's important to know that every culture is beautiful. Every environment is great. Your culture is not necessarily better than another culture. So if you find yourself in a new country, in a new environment, seek first to understand before you are understood. Learn to be aware of your own culture. Acquire new information and new details about the culture you're trying to connect with, and adapt new behaviors. If you do this, you're on your way to improving your cultural agility and increasing your chances of success in whatever you do.